Yeah, and Niall Stanage, of course, is going to continue the conversation with us, columnist for The Hill. And for the public, this case may be really complicated because there are the potential criminal charges, and then there's the drama circulating about, overseas business deals and photo scandals and drug use and a whole laundry list of things. But just simplify it for us. What does this case really boil down to?
It boils down to two things, Adrienne. It boils down to whether Hunter Biden lied on tax returns by concealing his income, and whether he lied on paperwork regarding a gun purchase, concealing his use of illicit drugs at that time, which he later outlined in his own memoir. That's what it's about. I know he sits at the intersection of all kinds of legitimate questions and wild speculation and some stew of all of those things, but that's what this case is about.
Former Deputy Assistant Attorney General under George W. Bush, Robert Driscoll, speaking to our Leland Vittert on Thursday night, says that he thinks the FBI is trying to pressure the DOJ. Now, after we've heard so much about the scandal for years, why does this case appear to be being handled in the way that it is?
So the accusation of pressure is a kind of accusation we often hear in instances like this. To make a long story short, law enforcement agents are almost always eager for things to proceed to prosecution, and prosecutors tend to be more cautious. And so you can get leaks like this to try to push or nudge prosecutors to actually taking a case. In this particular instance, it's important to note that it is being handled by the US Attorney in Delaware, a man by the name of David Weiss, who was appointed by former President Trump. So that might, to some extent, ameliorate the concerns that perhaps critics of President Biden might have about sort of influence or undue meddling in this case.
Well, Hunter Biden's attorneys calling to prosecute any federal agent who leaked this information to the press right now. What does this mean for the DOJ, which is already facing a whole lot of scrutiny?
It certainly is under scrutiny, and we have seen the DOJ's reputation definitely come under increased questioning. Now, that attorney's claim, he has a point in a legal sense that these details should not be leaked. In a practical sense, we have seen a lot of high-profile cases where prosecutors or agents do leak information. We've seen that, frankly, in a lot of the cases or probes into former President Trump and his allies as well. So I understand that Hunter Biden's attorney is being Hunter Biden's attorney, but this is quite commonplace, even though it is of dubious legality, these kinds of leaks.
Really fast. We are so close to the midterms, just over a month away. Would the president be speaking out about this? And in terms of timing, what do you think is going to happen?
I would think he would choose to avoid doing so. There was a controversy in April when the White House Chief of Staff said that President Biden was confident Hunter Biden had not broken any laws. Even that was considered undue commentary. I would expect President Biden to stay out of it, to say he'll let the justice system run its course, especially when we're this close to the midterm election.
All right, Niall, always good to see you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.